Never wonder dear dance ma, or when you are one canna. From the points on Sasso Antua, young Bobora Futina, young Quelton Banner. Halka Yelba, young one you say Futina, young Quelton Banner to put you tired. Grand young Qualab national. I'm a desire, comfortable Futina Bama, young Quelton Banner. Yorozo and the year for Kumsinoa. Fukumson Mabdi no Zinkira. Couple young police in the Sujan Pana. And take Kaniman Maka, so Dura Kananimana. This is Shapuni Barnama. Yorozo and Zan let your career and Vosha Bambi of the Hope and Bobor the Home Meloma. Tongbana, the Boboto Pam, Nayan Quenzans have been not Sanla. I mean, your Fukumsenira, and the Hope from coming low on a chance. Can your mamma to cook Bombara for Pulona? Marasa had a Palama for Kumsera, Fukumsen, Ma Bambi and Carcerema to Zelos, Pulo. Yorozo is Zahache, Kazan, the Beshakam, Fukumsen, man, never Carcerema. Katinya Benya knowledge. Those old Dunia Zaha Pen in Alherba. Gara Zaha, Antaha, young Palkar Piloma, the one to young Palwa, Fukumsen, my dweller, don't turn the dweller sham. Until Garazani, the Bambus, Bibia on the Chelsham. To Mazahas will cover Biroma. There is over Pambama, and Zambinian Pala yellows on board Diama Zantilla. Kaba, Bayan, go to the Roti of the Puna. Plan your vein, you mamma, your Vlomo to you, and Pala Swanian Dinya Vloma. There is over Pambama of Lila Yelvazo. Salvo.
Somebody understood the law by still holding gun. Were you told who actually did it?
They told me those people who were holding the guns. They said the Honorable Abibu was holding gun, DC of Toronto was holding gun, and youth organizer, 1 year, and they are calling Malaji Kopshi, he was holding gun.
People like the high profile people, they are holding guns. What would the young people
They are above the law. So we just leave it to the police to investigate and see how they will follow the matter. But they should follow it properly because the whole world is watching them. Mm-hmm.
So voters spend less than 3 minutes in process. Voter turnout. The report richness indicates that it has been very massive. The elections have been seamless, devoid of the usual hassle that characterized previous elections. This we were able to achieve because we set up a strategy that ensures a smooth flow of the process. This includes the threshold at 750 and then the increase of polling stations throughout the country. In 2020, we had 38,622 polling stations, and this was increased this year to 40,648, a difference of 2,026 polling stations. So the usual congestion at the polling stations were reduced drastically. The process has been very peaceful, with the exception of one or two pockets of violence, which unfortunately resulted in the death of one person. It is unfortunate. This should not have happened. Once you mourn with the bereaved family, we want to put it on record that this unfortunate act did not occur due to an action or inaction on the part of the Electoral Commission. Our staff, we appreciate them so much for the good work done, for the show of high level of professionalism. The agents have also cooperated well, and we continue to urge them to do so throughout the collation exercises up to the final declaration of the results. Media has also done your job greatly in a very professional manner, and we appreciate that. You help us to unearth fraud practices, which is very good. But we want to continue to work professionally and also urge you to always, I want to emphasize, ensure that the results you declare is the same as what, if the results you announce is the same as what the Electoral Commission has declared. So kindly, all the time before you put your results in the public domain, kindly cross-check with the Electoral Commission. Our call center.
Delays on the part of the Electoral Commission relative to the collation of results at the constituency level and the declaration of parliamentary results at the constituency level. And as part of our quest to promote transparency in this electoral process, right from the start to the end, we deem it necessary to update the nation now on the provisional results we have so far collated as a political party. And so if you look behind me, you will see 8 screens. And on these 8 screens, you will see a summary of our collated results for the presidential election. And from the screen, if you look at the far left, my far left corner, you will see that so far, of the results that have been collated, the National Democratic Congress has garnered, even before I get there, you look at the far left corner, the bottom part, and you will see that out of the 40,976 polling stations, 40,976 polling stations, we have received results from our agents covering 38,896 polling stations. And these are results backed by pink sheets. We have pink sheets from our agents in 38,896 polling stations out of 40,976 polling stations in Ghana. The total valid votes involved in these 38,897 polling stations are 11,159,430. The total rejected ballots that we have recorded is 228,443. And if you look at the results summary between the 2 main contenders, the presidential candidates for the NDC and the presidential candidate for the New Patriotic Party, you can see that John Dramani Mahama has garnered per our internally collated provisional results 6,286,600 votes, which is equivalent to 56.33%, whilst the failed presidential aspirant of the NPP, Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, has managed to garner a paltry 4,614,606, representing 41.35%. And let me emphasize that we have pink sheets to buttress this. And so it is very clear that the people of this country have voted for change. And this is not just a vote for change. It is an extraordinary vote for change. It is a historic event that has happened in our country. And we are grateful to the people of Ghana. What we want at this stage is for the Electoral Commission to fast-track the collation process at the constituency collation level, because we see evidence of deliberate delay on the part of some, not all, some EC officials at the collation at the constituency collation level, and I'm going to give you further and better particulars to that effect. Now, aside this, we also have provisional results for the parliamentary elections across the length and breadth of Ghana, and the trend is not any different from the overwhelming presidential mandate that the great National Democratic Congress has been given by the people of Ghana. We have it on authority that in the Upper East region, out of the 15 constituencies, the NDC has won 15 over 15, 100%. We can also tell you on authority that in the Upper West region, out of the 11 constituencies, the NDC has won 100%, 11 over 11. We can tell you on authority that in the northern region of Ghana, based on our internally collated results, provisional, the NDC has won 11 out of the 18 constituencies. We can also tell you on authority that in the Savannah region, the home region of our presidential candidate and the president-elect of the Republic of Ghana, the NDC has won 6 out of the 7 constituencies there. I'll come back and explain to you, some concerns we have with that one constituency, Damango. Then, in the northeast region, the home region of the failed presidential candidate of the NPP, Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia, I can tell you that from our internally collated results or provisional results, we have won 3 out of the 6 constituencies, and that is Yonyu, Tripoli, and Bukubu. For Savannah, Yapi, Bolu, Sola, Salaga South, Salaga North, Daboya have all been won by us. There is a challenge with Damango, which we are trying to rectify. For Upper West is 11 over 11, so I need not mention the constituencies. Upper East is 15 over 15, I need not mention the constituencies. I'll share with you the 11 constituencies in the northern region, which we have won convincingly. And in fact, we've won, there is one seat that went to an independent candidate at Williamsea, and that is an NDC member. If you add that, that will be 12. But officially, what we have won, the number of seats we have won per the provisional results, we have collated internally 11 constituencies. And these 11 constituencies are Tamale North, Sagnerigu, Kumbungu, Tamale South, Meon, Saboba, Tamale Central, Zabzugu, Tatale, Nanton, and Yendi. Of course, Williamsea has been won by an NDC person who ran as an independent candidate. Now in the Bunu East region, the home region of the incoming First Lady of Ghana, I can tell you on authority that out of the 11 constituencies, we have won 10 out of the 11. And the only one that we didn't win is Techiman South, but all others, so I need not mention them, we've won. I can also tell you that in the Bono region, the home region of the national chairman of the great NDC, and should I say the national communications officer, out of the 12 constituencies, the NDC has won 11 over 12. We have won in constituencies that the NDC has never won since the 1992 elections. And it is unimaginable, unbelievable, incredible that even some of us struggle to believe the scale of the victory that God has graced us with and the people of this country, have given us. Then in the Ahafo region, out of the 6 constituencies, I can tell you on authority that we have won 5 out of the 6. The only one that it appears we didn't win is Tanonof. Then in the Ashanti region, the stronghold, the so-called stronghold of the MPP, which I dare say has been turned into a swing region on the basis of the outcome of this year's election. In Ashanti region, so far, we've won 7 constituencies without any dispute. We've won 7. We've added 3 to the 4 we had already, and these 3 have already been declared by the EC. In total, we've not won 7. This is what the internally collated results we have shows that we have won for now. But there are 3 constituencies in contention, which we believe we have won. And those constituencies are the Mankanso area, Obuasi East, and then Tepa. So these 3 constituencies, they are serious contentions that I'll be speaking to, and we believe that if you add that, we should be around somewhere 10 or so. So, but the ones that there are no disputes about, we've not had any challenges with, have to do with 7 out of the 47. And we are still following keenly the 3 other constituencies in contention relative to the parliamentary results. For the Eastern region, the home region of the failed, despotic tyrant, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the NDC in the presidential election is hovering around 47%. And in the parliamentary election, out of the 33 constituencies, the NDC has won 10. Another independent candidate who ran on the ticket of the NDC has won 1. And the 10 we have won in the Eastern region are in Sawama Duadri, the constituency of the minority chief whip. The arrogant minority chief whip. Anodon Pre. Upper West Achim, which is Abeso, the capital. Lower West Achim, Asamankese, Abri, Fantiakwa North, Aswajaman, Payosika Nashe. Lower Menya Krobo, Upper Menya Krobo, Yellow Krobo, and Afram Plains South constituencies. We won Afram Plains North, but it was an independent candidate from the NDC who won that. In the Greater Accra region, the capital of Ghana, out of the 34 constituencies, per our internally collated provisional results, we can tell you that we've won 30 out of the 34. We've won Adan, we've won Sege, we've won Ligo Pram, we've won Po Katamanso, Shai Osuduku, Ashaman, Tema East, Tema West, Crowell, Lijokuku, Ladadiku Tupon, Klote Kole, Odududu, Ablikuma South, Ablikuma Central, Ablikuma West has been declared. Osla is a goner. Amasaman, Adenta, Madina, Ayawaso North, Ayawaso West were gone. Ayawaso East, Domia Brobum, Okaipe North, Okaipe South, Ayawaso Central, Domikwa Abinya, And I'm just receiving confirmation that we have won Botiano English and Mount Kroma. Now we've won. There are a few others in contention that we are still battling it out with the MPP and the Electoral Commission, and I'm going to speak about that. But if for nothing at all, we know that Ayawaso Central and Ablekuma West have been declared by the Electoral Commission. We've won that without any question. In the Volta region, the World Bank, the proud World Bank of the great NDC, there are 18 constituencies. One mistakenly went to a man called Peter Mihu in 2020. Now that constituency, the whole constituency, has come back home to the NDC. And I can tell you that we've won 18 over 18. In the OT region, out of the 9 constituencies, the NDC has won 9 over 9. 100%. In the central region, the home region of our mother and the incoming first female vice president of the Republic, the region which also happens to be the home region of the current majority leader of parliament, Dr. Casey Latofosin. I can tell you that out of the 23 constituencies, we have won 18. And in the western region, I can tell you that in the western region, which is a swing region, just like the central region, out of the 17 constituencies, the NDC has so far won convincingly, based on our internally collated provisional results, 15 out of the 17. The only ones that we didn't win from the results we have are Takrade and Ifia. In the Western North constituency, which has 9, Western North region, sorry, which has 9 constituencies, I can tell you on authority that we have won 8 out of the 9. The only one we did not win is Swamata. BBNE has been won by the NDC. And so if you do a brief summary of the tentative provisional results we have collated, so far, even if you take out the contentious ones, the NDC is hovering around 185 parliamentary seats out of the 276. And as you saw from the results, we showed the presidential results, we are hovering around 56%. And for your information, in nominal terms, the difference between John Mahama and Alhaji Bawumia is over 1.5 million votes. And that number is bigger than the population of about 5 countries that I know. So we are not talking about an ordinary victory here. That is why I said this is an emphatic, resounding, overwhelming, historic, and unprecedented victory that the NDC has struck. If you take out 92, and I don't even count 92 because of all the challenges we had with that first. All right. So I'm even hearing that some of the constituencies that we had issues with, we are working on them. Techiman South, we are working, and other constituencies. I'm just talking about the ones that are not in dispute. And it is very clear that by the close of day, we would have resolved all the other ones with dispute, and this number is likely to go up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the most worrying issue for us at the moment has to do with the attitude of some criminally minded EC officials in some of the constituencies. Not all of them. Some have been very professional and they have done their work dutifully. But others are deliberately delaying the collation of resources at various constituency collation centers. That is escalating tensions and leading to violence. In some places, our supporters have been shot at, some have been murdered. Already you know that in Tolon, a supporter of the NDC has been murdered by thugs of the MPP under the instructions of the PC for the MPP there, Habib. We had the same incident at Kaswa, Awutu Senya East constituency. One supporter murdered, another seriously injured. By the way, that gangster woman is out of parliament. She's a goner. She's lost. How Akumse. And the day of accountability and recording is coming for her. But aside these sad events we have recorded, only last night at Mankranso. Mankranso would be what? Ahafuano Southwest. Ahafuano Southwest constituency, ladies and gentlemen. From the collation we did internally, we knew that we had won the constituency, but we had to go to the designated constituency collation center to go through the collation process, the official collation process with the EC. When we went there, there was a dispute about one polling station results, which our polling agents had objected to at the polling station level, which had to do with overvoting of about 3 overvoted. And our agents were of the opinion that that case of overvoting also existed in other polling stations. So, so at Mankranso, there was overvoting in connection with one polling station, and the votes involved were about 3 more. And we have cause to also believe that the results from other polling stations also had the same irregularity of overvoting. So a protest was made. Now, as we were trashing that out with the Electoral Commission, we saw some EC officials coming to the collation center with a ballot box. And so our people resisted. They took the ballot box, and when they opened, the ballot box was full of ballot papers, and all of them had been thumb-printed for Alhaji Bawumia. And so they destroyed the ballot box. And so in the heat of the moment, in the midst of that pandemonium, the EC officials called the military to come in. When the military got there, the reasonable thing they ought to have done, because none of those supporters were holding any offensive weapon, and they could have simply engaged them to restore calm and order to the place. But they just got there and fired at the people. And they murdered, one person at the spot and injured over 4 people at Mankranso. That is what has happened there. All right, so that is Mankranso. Please, let me just put out this information. It is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen. I'm also receiving the final internally collated provisional results for the Techiman South constituency in Bunu East. And contrary to the earlier indication we had, it is very clear that the NDC has also won the Techiman South. Overall, for Bunu East, we won 11/11. 11/11. That is the indication we have for Bunu East. So the earlier communication from the regional secretariat has been amended. I told you that there were some contentious issues over there, but they've been rectified, and we have our pink sheets, and from our pink sheets, we have won. And so it is now left for the Electoral Commission to do the needful. Thank you. So the challenges we are having has to do with number 1, Mankranso. The same thing has also happened at Tepa, where from our internally collated results, we won the election. We went to the constituency collation center for the collation. All pink sheets were present, were there at the center. Yet the EC official was pussyfooted, dragging their feet, refusing to commence the coalition. Our people, led by the parliamentary candidate for the NDC, pressed on her to commence the coalition. She still refused without giving any reason, because she had the full complement of all pink sheets. And we didn't understand why she had to delay the coalition process. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our agents decided to go behind the coalition center to go and urinate. And when he went he saw that a pink sheet, which is the main EC copy, had been torn into pieces, folded, and thrown into the bush. So he took it and saw that, no, this is the EC's copy for a particular polling station. Why has it been destroyed and thrown into the bush? So he brought it in, and it led to some, exchanges, verbal exchanges between our people and them, because clearly this was an EC official who wanted to create the grounds for the delay in the coalition by destroying a pink sheet from a polling station. So we protested, and our people decided that once they have done that, we are not going to allow any EC official to come to the coalition center with any new pink sheets, because that is their game plan. They have a lot of ballot papers, and by the way, this is the only election in the history of Ghana since '92 that we have seen printed ballot papers and pink sheets flying all over. We've never seen this in the history of Ghana. So they have it in ballot boxes with seals from the Electoral Commission ready for ballot box swapping, pink sheet swapping, and so on. But thanks to the vigilance of our polling station agents, observers, and supporters, we have been able to block this evil plot of the NPP. And so, because our supporters decided to prevent EC officials from going to the coalition center with new pink sheets, which obviously were concocted and fabricated, they called in soldiers. Soldiers got there and started shooting indiscriminately. Thankfully for them, nobody got injured, nobody got murdered, but they scattered the place and destroyed all the ballot papers and all the electoral materials. So that is the challenge we are having there. And we are having a similar challenge with coalition in Obuasi East as well. The NPP is refusing to allow the coalition, to take place. So that is what is happening in Ashanti region. In Wenchi, I don't know the situation now, but before I came to address you, the brief we had was that everything is ready. The results, all the pink sheets are ready. The EC official responsible for the coalition is dragging her feet, refusing to do the coalition. And that is escalating tensions in the area. If you go to, even here in Greater Accra, I spoke about Ayawaso Central, which has not been declared, we thank God. But Okaikwe Central and Tema Central, there are serious security issues because of these deliberate, this deliberate delay of coalition in certain critical constituencies that the NPP believes the NDC has won. And in most of the constituencies, the NPP agents are nowhere to be found. For example, in some of the Bono constituencies we have won, they are nowhere to be found to sign the results as collated. And EC officials are saying we are waiting for them. We want to tell the Electoral Commission that if the NPP will not come and sign, declare the results. It is not by force that polling agents sign. If they are not there to sign, at the end of collation, declare the results. And spare the nation the tension you have plunged us into. And Alhaji Bawumia, for God's sake, you are an Alhaji. You call yourself Dr. Digital. So I'm sure that by now, through your many digital applications, you have collated your results. You know you have lost. Please, call your senior brother, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, concede defeat and congratulate him. And save this nation the unnecessary tension that you and your goons have plunged us into. Enough of the killings. Enough of the violence. Ours is a democracy governed by the rule of law. The will of the people expressed at the polls is supreme and must stand. Be a Democrat and respect the will of the people. Leading figures of your party have already conceded defeat. Richard Ayagba has conceded defeat. Even the defectees from the NDC who came to support your cause have considered defeat, like Alote Jacobs. All of them. What are you waiting for? Ghana is the only country we have. So please, do the needful. Concede defeat and call your supporters to order. And IGP Dampare, we will continue to commend you and the Election Security Task Force for the yeoman's job you have done. But your job is not done because we are nowhere near the conclusion of the electoral process. your work is being undermined by certain elements in the New Patriotic Party and their collaborators in the military. What we are seeing at constituency collation centers is not what the IGP promised us, and it is not what the CDS promised us. And we know that they are not a party to what is happening. But only they can stop the nonsense going on. And they have to put their foot down. They have a choice to make. You choose between the MPP and the Constitution of Ghana. Choose between the outgoing government and the supreme sovereign people of Ghana. Your fidelity is to the Constitution of Ghana and not the MPP. They have lost. Nothing can save them. They can't kill all the people in Ghana. There is no way you can overturn this results through violence. There is no way. So, if they will not do the needful by conceding defeat, we want you to put your foot down and stop the nefarious activities of these MPP thugs who have been clothed in military uniforms. And in some cases, real military men who have been given directives to go to constituency collation centers, scatter the place, shoot at people and all that. Human lives matter. Nobody is supposed to lose their life because of an election. We are appalled and disgusted by what is going on. The NDC has lost elections before, even when we were in power in 2016. We handed over power peacefully. Nobody died. Nobody was murdered. Even under Flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, who was a soldier, in 2000 when we lost power, not a single Ghanaian lost his life. In 2008, under J.A. Kufuor, an MPP president, the MPP lost power. There was a peaceful transition of power. Nobody died. In 2016, nobody died under John Mahama. Why is it that only you, in 2020, you killed 8 people? That blood is not enough for you, and you are still killing people as we speak. You've killed over 4 people in this election. How many more do you want to kill? How many innocent civilians do you want to injure and hurt? You have lost. It's as simple as that. Your Sisifia campaign, attention. It's as simple as that. And it is time to pack your things and leave the Jubilee House. Yes. And we want to tell the Electoral Commission, Madam G. Mensah, the peace and stability of Ghana now depends on you. You are the returning officer for the ongoing presidential election. Your officers are deliberately delaying the coalition process in some constituencies and in some regions. Please, Madam, do the needful. Direct them to fast-track the process. Where they have the full complement of pink sheets, there is no legitimate reason why they should delay the process. There is no legitimate reasons. In some regions, like Greater Accra, I mean, the declared results are not even more than 5. Meanwhile, the results are ready. What are you waiting for? And the situation is not any different in most of the regions. And so please, we call on the media, the Peace Council, the chiefs, the pastors, to call the EC to order. This is the time for them to intervene. The NDC has remained law-abiding and peaceful. We've acted responsibly against serious provocation from the NPP. Our people have been murdered, beaten to pulp, attacked, yet we have exercised restraint. But we will not sit aloof for EC officials to deliberately delay the electoral process in cahoots with the NPP for the sole purpose of giving room to tax of the NPP to manipulate the results. At least at the parliamentary level. We will not allow that. So they must fast-track the process. In constituencies where there are no disputes over polling stations, they must fast-track the process. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very much for your attention. And let me quickly do a brief, and I'll be very brief. Let me do a brief summary in 3 of the presentation I just did. Abusuafo, the firm ha enye bone. Abato a enu aga na fo nyina yekoto aba no. Emra so se
talking is over.
For 3 decades, Ghana's political landscape has been dominated by two major political parties, the National Democratic Congress and the New Patriotic Party. Despite the country's multi-party democracy, these two parties have monopolized the political scene, winning 4 elections each and forming 4 governments respectively. But why have they continued to hold such firm control over Ghana's democracy? The dominance of the NPP and NDC can be traced back to history. The NDC, some argue, has tapped into the social democratic ideals of Ghana's founder, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, having been firm through the fire and brimstone of the PNDC. The NPP, on the other hand, sources its origins from the first political party formed in Ghana's history, the United Gold Coast Convention, eventually translating into the central ideology of the United
Ghana Talks Radio. Still on the election 2024, Ghana Decides, where we bring you all the updates on the elections. So far so good, but a little bit of misunderstandings here and there that we are picking up from grounds. Also, we will be speaking to a few people who are on grounds and get us feed on what is happening out there as well. But Papa, I think that so far we are nearly getting to the end of the entire process, and
good morning to our viewers. Once again, thanks for making time to join Ghana Talks Radio, your election zone. We just continue with our broadcast of the 2024 general election, Ghana general election, Ghana Decides 2024. It's been a hectic night. Last night, a series of events happened across various coalition centers in the various constituencies. There seems to be issues with regards to the coalition. As we earlier indicated or let try to let our viewers or our listeners to understand the processes of the collation.
Yeah.
When the elections are, when the polls close at the various polling stations, the ballots will be sorted and counted at the polling station. After sorting and counting, the results will be declared at the polling stations, certified and affirmed by agents of the respective candidates. Then the results, the results from, or the certified results will move from the polling station to the constituency collation center. That is where you get the entirety of all the polling stations within a specific constituency brought together for you to be collated or tabulated to give us the constituency results.
Okay.
When those results are sealed and firmed and certified by all agents, including the party agents and the EC officials, the returning officer at that constituency will declare the winner of that constituency in terms of the parliamentary election, as well as the winner for the presidential election within that constituency.
Yeah.
Right after that, those results are sent to the regional collation centers. So, for instance, Greater Accra, we have 34 constituencies within the Greater Accra region.
Yeah.
So the regional collation center in Greater Accra would receive 34 results from the various constituencies within the Greater Accra region. Their job is to put together the entire 34 presidential results from the various constituencies together and send it to the National Collation Center, which is the EC head office. The EC head office will then put together just 16 collated results from the 16 regions and finally come out with the declaration of who has won the general election.
Wow.
So that is the process that the results, the collated results will go through. As at this morning, the EC tells us that they are yet to receive results from the various collation centers within the constituencies as well as the region. So until the EC receives those results, you wouldn't, or we wouldn't see any certified results on the platforms of the EC.
Yeah.
So the EC is still waiting for the collated results from the constituencies, the various constituencies, that is the 276 constituencies across the nation. Then they'll put them together and come out with the final verdict. As to who came on tops of the general election. So we still await the EC to receive those collected results from the various constituencies through the regional collation center. Then we'll get a clear picture or understanding as to who is winning this election. But because of past experiences, the various political parties, i.e. the major political parties, NDC and NPP, have, they set up their own collation centers.
Yeah.
So what we are receiving is NDC. So just gone by was the National Communication Director of the NDC, Sami Jemfi, who tells us that the NDC has been able to collate about 37,000 polling station results out of the 40,000 polling station results.
So that sums out to about, let's say, 90% of the.
Yes, almost 90% thereabouts of the total results, which puts their candidate John Dramani Mahama at around 56.42%. That is in numbers. That is 6,050,588. Then the MPP's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia doing around 41.23%, meaning that is 4,420,956.
Wow.
So that is from NDC's 37,489 out of the 40,976 polling station results that they've collected themselves. And so, with that said, it's a clear indication that based on the NDC's results, the NDC's presidential candidate, who is in the person of John Dramani Mahama, is leading the MPP's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia with over 1.5 million votes.
Yeah, and that's quite
That
overwhelming.
That will be unprecedented in the history of Ghanaian election, because the last time there was a landslide victory was in 2016 when Anado, won by around 1 million votes, beating the then president John Mahama by over 1 million votes. So if NDC goes on, if the EC finally declares this, and it looks likely that even with the projection of the over 1.5 million that the NDC has collected so far, it is likely that it might go up.
Sure.
And NDC might win this election with over 1.5 million difference, and they might be getting close to almost 180 parliamentary seats, because from their own coalition that they've done, NDC is currently winning around 76 parliamentary seats, which will also be an unprecedented feat for a party to win such huge majority. That is clear majority. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
It looks like they will even control 2/3 of parliament if all goes through as they say from their own collated results. So yes, we are following the proceedings. Electoral Commission earlier also had a press briefing stating that they are yet to receive collated results from the various constituencies. So as and when the results get to the National Collation Center at the EC's headquarters, the EC will make them available as certified to the general public via their website, as they usually do. So we look forward to the EC satisfying those results so that it clears any doubt, any doubt and intentions from any quarters. Sami Gyamfi, in his press conference, is urging the EC to go on to declare the results, or certify most of the results, because they've been collated at the constituency level and they've been certified, and there is all that the EC needs to do is just rubber stamp it for the public to know that this is it. Sami Gyamfi has also called on Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia to concede defeat and throw in the towel already, and call his senior brother John Dramani Mahama to congratulate him on that landslide victory.
I think that would have been a very beautiful thing to do.
If per MPP's own coalition, if they think that that is what is happening, I'm sure for the pusher Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has presented to Ghanaians, he will definitely will be placing that call to his senior brother John Dramani Mahama anytime soon, when they are certain that Ankoye Amomo. So we just keeping an eye on all the taps to see where the news is breaking, so that we'll bring our viewers up to speed with all the updates and all the briefings from whichever quarters. We should also remind our viewers that the MPP who promises to have to be updating the viewers regularly has since last night 9 p.m. or so stopped their press conferences. And the last time MPP had a press conference to update us on anything was around 9 p.m. last night. Ever since MPP it seems they've abandoned their campaign office where they would
where,
have
where they actually meet to
where-
address the press.
yeah.
and the
So
public.
MPP is nowhere to be found at their own
Sure.
campaign office. So
But then, Papa, you see, one other surprising event is that the NPP that we know, whom boasts of digitalization, we are yet to hear a single collated figure from them, which is quite surprising because as the major contender in this year's such a crucial moment for your party and for your government, at least you should communicate something to your supporters. But it seems they are very silent on all the things that should be leading to their victory as they projected towards this election.
Yeah.
Why do you think it is so?
Yes, we've said it time in number that in previous elections, i.e. 2016 and 2020, as around 11 p.m., 12 a.m., NPP would have, given us a clear indication
Sure.
per their coalition results, tell us where the elections is headed towards.
Sure.
But it's rather unfortunate that this year they've not done so. Whilst we know that NPP has their own coalition center, which they put in place system that receives the results as fast as possible from the various polling stations. They know what is happening, so there might be a lot of briefings. There might be a lot of meetings going on to
come up with
plan
something.
plan how they will face their supporters as well as face the Ghanaian people, because from all indications, from everything that we are gathering, all the reports, all the results that are trickling in, it's obvious that the NDC is going to have a landslide in this election. So it's the same thing that NDC, when they were losing elections in 2016 and 2020, they were, at a point they would just go mute and they would just hide behind their phones and PCs and just be, observing from afar. So I'm sure and MPP is just taking cue from there and just putting themselves together, trying to put themselves together to come face their supporters and tell them, find a better way of announcing to them that probably they went to war and they didn't succeed this time around, but hey, that's not the end of life. They live to fight another day, so their supporters should keep calm, have that belief and stay strong for better days ahead. So I'm sure they are putting together that release, so that they face their people better and well prepared.
Okay. One of the most interesting results that we've received right now is that the Greater Accra alone gave 30 seats out of the 34 constituencies to the NDC. It seems the victory of the NDC
is very loud.
Very, very loud.
Very loud. NDC has won every seat available in Upper East, every seat available in Upper West, every seat available in the Bono region, I think, as well as every seat available in the Oti region, every seat available in the Volta region, and doing almost wrapping up everything in Western region.
Sure.
Leaving MPP with just 2 in the Western region. Also, doing almost 17 or so, or 18 or so out of the 21. In Central region, sweeping 30 out of the 34 in Greater Accra. Per their own coalition, we are being told that the NDC has won 7 seats so far in the Ashanti region, meaning that they've added 3 new seats onto their already 4 seats that they had in the Ashanti region. They've also made some gains in the Eastern region. Those are home grounds of the NPP, the home ground of the president, the sitting president, and NDC is making headway. They've made some gains in numbers in terms of seats. So
And I think one of the things that have really influenced the massive or overwhelming figures in favor of the NDC is that in their strongholds they won massively.
yeah,
Because looking at some of the constituencies, they did 9 out of 9 constituencies, 18 out of 18 constituencies. These are unprecedented feats that they've really achieved in the 2024 Ghana elections, which kudos to the NDC.
From yesterday when we're having the post election analysis, I was telling our viewers that we should keep an eye on the northern region, the northern part of the country.
Yeah.
That would be a battleground because both presidential candidates from the NDC and MPP all hail from that part of the country. And NDC has been very strong in the northern part of the country until the introduction of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia into the limelight, who has really done well for the MPP by within that space. MPP has gained a bit more of those seats from the northern part, and MPP hardly gets seats from the northern part. But at a point in time, somewhere, I think it was 2016 or 20 last election, MPP actually won the northern region in terms of seats. They flipped it in favor of MPP, and they were winning at the northeast region as well. So one would have easily said that because based on that, this year with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia being on the ballot proper, it would have been a very cagey encounter up north. But it looks like it's one way for John Mahama and his NDC. They are just sweeping everything under their belt.
Does that also underline the fact that the NPP has really done woefully in managing the country and the economy? Because, as you said, it was projected that the flag bearer of the NPP coming from that side would improve on what they did in the last elections, but it seems that they rather declined in their pursuit for victory in this election, which is quite a bit ironic.
Yeah, so for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, he would have to sit down together with his campaign team and find out the reasons for such
decline.
Yes, such an awful showing in the northern part of the country, because even when your face was not on the ballots, you were making great strides, you were making great gains in the northern part of the country, especially in the northern region proper. So one could have easily said that now that your face is on the ballot itself, you would have
you would have done
much better, and you would have probably penetrated well. But it seems otherwise, that when his face came on the ballot, rather he's doing awfully as compared to the previous elections, when he was just the running mate to the candidate. So he would have to sit down with his team and just look into the numbers and look back and check what they did wrong on the campaign trail, and see how they're going to better it in the future, because it really didn't help them.
Not at all. Also, we spoke about the parliamentary seats that the NDC has been projected to be winning. That's about 187 seats. How do you think is going to influence the 9th Parliament under the 4th Republic?
It's just going to be an easy ride for the NDC if they eventually get declared as the winners of the 2024 election.
Wow.
Having a clear majority in Parliament obviously is something that's, if you are taking the executive arm of government, you would be looking at, because of the happenings in the 8th Parliament, how the 8th Parliament shaped up, and the ongoing impasse between the Speaker and the leadership of the House. So whoever is aiming at the executive power would also be looking at the parliamentary setting, that if I'm winning the executive, I need clear majority by my side so that they could or they can push my agenda. So NDC is just going to have its an easy ride in Parliament, because with 2/3 of Parliament on your side, you are just gone. You are far gone. You are far gone.
And a little bit of research that I've gotten hold on, suggesting that ever since the 1992 Constitution, a political party has never won 2/3 majority in Parliament except for this time. So that also tells
the significance of this. This victory is one for the history books.
Wow.
The NDC will forever look back and cherish something that at a point in time it looked dicey, and it looked like it was not going to happen for John Mahama and his NDC, but this is where we are. John Mahama and his NDC are making unprecedented history, winning with over 1.5 million votes, sweeping parliaments, or sweeping most of the seats or most of the constituencies, with almost they are getting over 180 seats per what we are putting together. So it's something that the NDC will forever cherish and always look back and take notes from it, going into any election. That how did we do it? How did we manage to achieve such a tremendous feat in our political history, a time where the government was touting itself to have introduced one of the biggest social intervention program that looks successful to its core, or with its implementation.
Sure.
But yet the government was booted out in a very shameful way, something that Akufo-Addo would forever also remember, that he sat aloof, not like J. Kufuor, who for so many reasons Akufo-Addo had to win the first round and eventually lose the second round. But this time around, Akufo-Addo's own prodigy in Mahmoud Bawumia has failed woefully at the first attempt, losing with over a million and a half votes is serious.
That's quite embarrassing, to say the least. But then also we are still getting news from grounds about some level of chaos happening in Nsawam, where
so on our screens now is the residence of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, where it's likely that Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will be addressing the press pretty soon.
Okay.
It will just be a straightforward press conference. I'm sure he's just coming to thank the people of Ghana for the opportunity they've given him to serve as Vice President and to also lead the MPP party into this 2024 election. And straightforward, he might go just straight and concede defeat, and probably
that would have been gentlemanly.
Call the winning candidate to congratulate him. So from the faces of the executives who are there, the national chairman of the MPP is there, the general secretary of the MPP is there. From their faces, you can tell that it's a done deal for the NDC. They are just coming to let the people of Ghana know that the NDC have booted them out of government. They're breaking the 8th couldn't materialize.
It seems the eight rather broke the NPP, and but would you say that this has a little bit of advising to do on both parties, where with such overwhelming victory for the NDC, they should go back and stick to whatever they did that brought them here, and also the NPP should go back and desist from whatever they did that led them to this woeful defeat in an election?
It's up to them to learn lessons. It's only quote unquote a fool who doesn't learn from their mistakes and the experiences that they go through in life.
Sure.
So it's up to the MPP to learn from this, because this is a party that's for 8 years was in opposition. In 2012 went for election, which they lost, and went to the court claiming that they won the election. Brought all evidence that shows that they lost the election, but at the end of the day, the verdict of the court was that you lost the election, before eventually they accepting that lost. Went back, studied how things were, tried to learn from their mistakes, and came back stronger in 2016 to pull one of the biggest election upsets we've seen in the history of Ghanaian political elections. Then went on to stay on their second term. Then we're looking to breaking the 8 genes, because they thought that they were well equipped and they were prepared. They've done whatever they need to do for the people of Ghana to reward them with another mandate, but unfortunately the good people of Ghana decided otherwise, that what's the accountability that you are giving us is not worthy enough for you to deserve another term. So you should just hang your boots and pack your luggage.
Wow.
And leave the Jubilee House. So they are definitely gonna learn a lot of lessons from this, because this is a huge one. It's a huge one, and if you don't learn lessons from this, you I don't know. They will definitely have to learn lessons from this.
Sure. Well, on our screens on Ghana Talks Radio is the preparation towards the press release from the NPP's camp, which will mainly be held by the flag bearer of the NPP, who is also the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, that's Dr. Mahamadou Bawumia. So as we get ready to receive and to listen to what he has to say, we are still anticipating that it actually leads to somewhat of a concede, looking at how the figures have turned out, not in his favor but rather in favor of his opponent, which will actually cement the supremacy of the democracy that we practice in Ghana, and also we touted to be a beacon of peace in the West African circles. So let's just hope it goes as we all anticipate it to be, as a country and as a nation.
Yeah, definitely. That is what our hopes are. Because from this press conference, whatever Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia says in this press conference would earmark probably the end of the election process. Then we'll just be waiting on the EC to give the final verdict. Then we all find our ways to go get some sleep. We were predicting, or we were anticipating the EC to come live around afternoon or probably evening today to give us the final verdict. But we don't know from what the Bawumia press conference will be. It might fasten the processes. If there is anything that is being hoarded somewhere or is being delayed, whatever the message from Bawumia's press conference might fasten the process for us to move from this stage to the next stage of the election process.
That's great anticipation from all angles that we are looking forward to. But where do we go from here? Parliament recalling on the 16th or 17th?
Yeah, I think 16th of this month. Okay, so we are taking the live feed from the residence of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, as well as the Vice President of the Republic. He's about to address the nation.
Okay, so let's go for it.
Our own internal collation of the election results indicate that former President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, has won the presidential election decisively. The NDC has also won the parliamentary election, even though we await final collation for a number of seats. However, I believe ultimately that these will not change the overall outcome. I have just called His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to congratulate him as President-elect of the Republic of Ghana. I said during the signing of the Peace Pact that I was sure of two things: Ghana will win and peace will reign. The people of Ghana have spoken. The people have voted for change at this time, and we respect that decision with all humility. I thank God Almighty for how far He has brought me, and I submit to His will. I am making this concession speech before the official announcement by the Electoral Commission to avoid further tension and preserve the peace of our country. It is important that the world investor community continues to believe in the peaceful and democratic character of Ghana. These are our most important assets. Ghana is more important than our individual political ambitions, and we must always put Ghana first. While this was not our desired outcome, I say this is part of the democratic process. We put our best foot forward in the contest, explaining our policies and programs. However, it is sometimes the case that the voter would have other ideas. I am very proud of the efforts of our campaign team, and I thank them very much. I assure His Excellency John Dramani Mahama of my full support in the transition process. As committed Democrats, we pledge to ensure that we have a very smooth transition so that the business of government will continue seamlessly. The MPP would offer the needed support to the new government in a very responsible way. Ladies and gentlemen, we have conceded defeat like any consummate Democrat would do. But we have not abandoned the fight to transform Ghana and expand opportunities to all sections of our society. We will not be a disruptive opposition, even though we would subject government actions and policies to strict scrutiny in the interest of our beloved nation. Our MPs, I am convinced, will do a thorough job to advance our democracy and ensure that the citizenry gets the best out of the democratic dispensation. To the rank and file of the New Patriotic Party, I know the feeling hurts, given that this is not the result you worked for. I know you would feel there is darkness ahead. That is natural, especially when in all sincerity you gave the assignment your all. But I assure you that we will regroup and come back even stronger. We will take stock of events and pick lessons to guide us going forward. In the interim, I urge you all to look into the future with optimism and hope. We may have lost the battle, but not the war. Let me also use this occasion to congratulate all MPs elect, with special emphasis on those from the NPP side. I would like to use this opportunity to thank His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, for his support and guidance over the years. I extend sincere thanks to the First Lady, Mrs. Rebecca Akufo-Addo, for her support and wise counsel throughout my tenure as Vice President and during the 2024 electioneering campaign. I'd like to thank my wife, Hajia Samira Bawumia, who has gone over and above the call of duty in her support for me. My thanks also go to my children, my brothers and sisters, and the entire Bawumia family for their support. I also thank my running mate, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, and his wife Alma, for their strong support in this campaign. I am eternally grateful to our revered traditional rulers, religious leaders, and the generality of Ghanaians for their support. I thank former President Kufuor, the Council of Elders, executives, and the rank and file of the New Patriotic Party for their solid support. To all Ghanaians who voted for me and the NPP to implement our proposed bold solutions, I thank you for the confidence you reposed in us. To all Ghanaians who didn't vote for me and the NPP in this particular election, I thank you for considering my proposals, even though you exercised your right to choose by settling on the eventual winner. Let me also thank the Electoral Commission for overseeing yet another transparent and fair election in Ghana. I also thank the security services for their role in maintaining the peace. My thanks also goes to the media for their excellent reportage. Ghana has won. Thank you very much, and may God bless you, and God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you.
Was the vice
It is highly possible.
Welcome back to the studios of Ghana Talks Radio, and
we can
confidently
end our live broadcast because what will happen is what has happened. As I said, it was obvious that when Bawumia, the campaign team of Bawumia announced that Bawumia was going to hold a press conference, it was obvious that he was coming to concede defeat to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I knew that by the time he holds that press conference, he would have called Dramani Mahama to congratulate him and tell him that he has thrown in the towel. Exactly what he did. I told you that from the posture Bawumia has presented to Ghanaians, he's a noble. It looks like a noble person who would just go on and do the gentleman thing, and that is exactly what he has done. Yes, there's no way of coming back in this election. Mahama and his NDC has won the election. A historic. It's a historic victory for the NDC, winning over 56%, as well as winning close to 180 seats in Parliament. It's just something that you can't overturn with anything in this world. So it is honorable on the part of Bawumia to call his senior brother, John Dramani Mahama, to congratulate him and also officially concede defeat. From his speech, he tells his party faithful that this hurts. It hurts him, saying that the party has lost this election. Yes, that is a painful one for them to go through, because for everything that they did, they thought that they had clear indication of winning this election. But some of us who have followed the election knew that it was going to be a very, very difficult one. I always insisted that this election might go for second round, because everything that all the posters were predicting of 49% for whoever was leading, but eventually Musa Dankwa's poll has come to pass. John Mahama has won the election fair and square. He has beaten Muhammad Bawumia. This is one of the biggest in the history of political elections in Ghana, the biggest victory ever achieved by any presidential candidates, as well as the party in Parliament. So kudos to NDC. I will continue to say that this victory of the NDC largely, is on the shoulders of Malik Basintali. Wherever he is, the NDC folks should just go and carry him, because he brought light into the NDC campaign. He made sure that the teeming youth fell in love with NDC again, that people got attracted to the NDC. And wherever he went, you saw that people really love him for what he's doing for the party, and people really followed him and followed his charge. And so Malik has really, done a yeoman's job. Malik has done something great for the NDC, and they should really applaud him for this feat. Yes, it was staring in the faces of the MPP that the defeat was just staring in their faces, because it was obvious that MPP was losing this election, because from all indication, the enthusiasm, the spirit, the charge, the atmosphere, the euphoria, everything pointed out that there was a clarion call for change. The Ghanaian people were tired over what has gone on in the last 8 years. They wanted a new phase, not new phase, but they wanted a change in things that is in government. So yes, obviously, and NPP were going to lose this election, and it's evident. But as to the margin to which they lost is what will baffle them. To lose the election by over over 1.5 million, even though we are not still done with
with
the collation.
Because right now they are projecting about 1.6 million.
Yeah, we are still not done with the total collation of the results. So it clearly tells you that Mahama might even be going over 1.6 or 1.7 million of the votes. So that is huge failure on the part of the MPP executive. And one person I'll straightforward blame will be the national youth organizer of the MPP. He was nowhere to be found in this whole process. He didn't lead his charge. He didn't lead his youth wing. He was missing in action. And every political party with the proper structures like the MPP and NDC, mainly for you to win election, your main constituency is the youth wing. If you have a vibrant youth wing, they will carry you along, and that is exactly what NDC did. Malik and his people. Malik, even though he's not the youth organizer, he's a deputy communication. He got into the youth base to make sure that he galvanizes the youth, energizes the base, and give them a reason to follow NDC. And that is exactly what has transpired in this election. The youth have driven NDC to where they are now. People on social media have pushed the NDC agenda because they saw it more attractive, because they saw that, yes, this is a party that we can relate with. And yes, it's obvious with the NDC. Anytime NDC is in power, they give opportunity to the youth. Unlike the MPP, that will always, tightens with their elite mentality, and make sure that their big guns are always enjoying, leaving the people on the grounds suffering, and that has been the case. And that is the reason why Ashanti region didn't come out to vote, because they think that MPP executives and PP governments were sharing the national cake amongst themselves at the top level, leaving the grassroots who were always doing the work, and who were always winning the elections for them. So it got them infuriated, and year in, year out, you are not even doing the development that you promised them, and you go there and you pretend as if you are doing something, but then again you just very close to the election, they went to the Kumasi Central markets pretending as if their work has begun again, and they were going to finish the markets in just 2 weeks. But you don't do that to your stronghold. You don't just lie in their faces always and thinking that when you come back they will just give you the nod to go and rule the people of Ghana. No. So Ashanti region has really shown MPP that, hey, you can't take us for granted anymore. When you come into power, when we help you come into power, do what we require of you. Make sure that you look at us. If you don't do that, we are getting you out of power. And exactly that what they've done. They've given NDC extra 3 seats, which the NDC is even projecting that they might even get additional 3 and if they do that, then it tells you that NDC has really penetrated the Ashanti region, and it's going to be difficult for MPP to get those things back. Probably if they would be getting that, then they might have to be switching back to an Akan preferred candidate, either than Bawumia. Bawumia will have it very, very difficult to reclaim those seats for them. Not reclaim, to even become the flag bearer of MPP again. Wow. I'm saying this again. Wow. It will be difficult for Bawumia now to lead the MPP again, because now they are all on the same playing level. There will be no establishment protecting you. There will be no establishment pushing endorsing you.
So everyone is coming.
Everyone is coming to the bottom ground now. You started from scratch. So let's see who the real grassroots of the party wants, and they will make that decision. The grassroots of the party will make that eventual decision as to who leads the party and who takes the party from opposition and brings them back to government. And that will be one big statement that they are going to make somewhere in 2026 or 2027. Is very close to us. So very close. People should watch out for those things. So that said, it was obvious. Whoever, even within the MPP circle, they knew that this election is a big election that they could easily lose, because they were MPP, from all indication, they've been on the losing side when this process started, because every other polls that
was
done
sure.
all indicated that
Sure.
MPP were losing.
Sure.
Every other
Sure.
poll, but as and when they were coming into the picture, because when Bawumia was elected as the flag bearer, he started around 30% in the polls that were coming up. So later on, he started coming up till he got into the 40% zone, and at least he's maintained that percentage in the election. So they knew that they were on the losing side, but they had to fight their way back. And let's not take anything from Bawumia. Bawumia has worked extremely hard in terms of campaign. He has really campaigned very, very hard to even get those percentage that he will get eventually. So he's also put in the effort. But hey, the people of Ghana, the kingmaker says that they decided that no, this is not the time for you, Bawumia. Go sit somewhere, because you, as the mate to the driver, you are in the same bus with the driver who has driven us into the ditch. So there's no way we can entrust the steer into your hands at this particular moment. We need probably an experienced driver to steer the affairs of the country back onto the road. Then we might be thinking of bringing you to follow the course. So at this particular moment, Ghanaians want experience rather than a mate, quote unquote, a mate to steer the affairs of the country. So Ghanaians have decided they've brought in John Dramani Mahama. It's going to be very, very tough for John Dramani Mahama. Sure. He should also look back at some of the things that he said, because John Dramani Mahama, from the beginning of his campaign, was talking about he getting some honeymoon here and there. But Ghanaians would remind him that, hey, Papa, we took you out of power for 8 years. You've been home for 8 years.
So what's all the honeymoon you needed?
Yes, all the honeymoon that you wanted, you've gotten it at home. So we mean serious business. So you've promised us a lot.
Yeah.
So we want you to kick
you just need to kickstart.
So we don't have time for any honeymoon anywhere. So all the 8 years that you've spent at home, it should be enough for you to have planned what you will do as soon as you get power. Exactly. So you don't need any honeymoon again. Exactly. It's time for serious business. So you need to get the ball rolling as soon as you are sworn in on the 7th of January. And that is what Ghanaians are going to demand from him. Mahama's reign will be one of the most engaged governments.
Okay.
We will see. Even though they will have everything at their disposal, but the people, the youth online, the people who champion this cause for him will not go to sleep and just watch him do whatever they want. They will be on their toes. Okay. They will point fingers at you. They will punch into whatever you are doing. They will come asking the tough questions. They will set the agendas. So the Sami Jemfis, the Maliks, all those boys, the Opari and Sense, everyone, they should be prepared for the youth, because the youth will come at them. The MPP Twitter gang will be gun blazing everywhere. People will just be attacking them left, right, center, because they've promised a lot. And for 8 years, being in opposition for 8 years, everyone will think that you are well equipped, you are prepared, you've learned from your mistakes that sent you into opposition. You've learned and you've gotten the new ideas, the fresh ideas to champion or to steer the affairs onto the road properly. So there's no gimmicks here. There's no time to play. They will come blazing. They will come firing at NDC. So the new government of the NDC should be prepared for the boys, especially the ex-boys. They will just be on their neck on this regime.
That's great. So finally, Ghana Talks Radio brings you the finale, the grand finale declaration, even though it is not officially made by the EC, but the incumbent, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, has conceded defeat to the former President John Dramani Mahama. And one of the things that I really cherish about this whole process up until now is the constant exhibition of our democratic prowess as a nation. This is so gentlemanly by the Vice President, and I really commend him for what he's done.
But not to cut you, this has been something. This has been like
The norm.
the norm because
Sure.
Akufo-Addo has once called Mahama to congratulate him
Sure.
on his victory. Mahama has also done it once before until the 2020 election that they had to go settle the issue in court. So Kufuor has once congratulated Atamos, Rawlings. So it's something that is there. If you don't do it, then you yourself you might be just hurting yourself.
But
so
it's all about the pressures that mounted towards this, and even before the press conference was being scheduled, we all felt the tension in the atmosphere, and so for him to take that step, I mean, it's really.
But to be honest with you, this is one of the elections that I've not seen any much tension. This election has not been tensious because it's been calm and peaceful around, except for the little mishaps in some areas. Aside those things, the election has been free. It has flowed. It's been calm and peaceful. There's no much tension apart from those little mishaps here and there. But this election has been very, very calm and peaceful. Sure. Everybody is going about doing their business as if there's nothing happening, because people are even tired and frustrated about all this process. They want the process to pass quickly for us to think about what we are going to do with our lives from next week. So we thank God that as early as just barely 24 hours. It's not 24. Is it 24 or 12 hours after the? Okay, we started at 7 and Bawumia, so barely 24 hours to after the election, the incumbent has called in, thrown in the towel, and we are. Sure. He's just cleared the way for everything to quicken faster. So it's just left with EC making sure that the parliamentary seats, the parliamentary coalitions, everyone is sorted out. Everyone agrees to what the results are. Then they will certify it and they will start, dropping the results on their platform. Then we'll take it from there.
Wow. On that note, I think we might be bringing you closer to the end than earlier.
I think yes, because what it is now is that we will be waiting for the EC to set up for the final declaration of the results, which is likely not to happen any moment from now. It might eat into the evening because the EC from their earlier presser made us aware that they've not received the collations from the various pollings. How do we call it?
The various constituencies.
The various constituency collated results yet, so they are just on standby waiting for those collated results from the various constituencies. So that will take some time for the EC to start dropping those results. So the declaration by the EC will definitely eat into the evening. Okay. But now people are already out jubilating here because for so far as the main challenger has called and thrown in the towel, it's a done deal. There's nothing. All that is left is formalities for EC to verify those results.
Sure. So we thank God, we thank the stars, we thank the skies for how far we've come as a nation, and I will once again commend the Ghana Police Service and all state institutions who are stakeholders of the peace of the nation, conducting and being ahead of all affairs in this election. And also kudos to the Ghanaian electorates. We've shown that indeed we are one people and Ghana always comes first before any other thing. So kudos to all.
We need to applaud each and every Ghanaian who stepped out to vote yesterday, who has taken part of the process because it's our civic rights and civic responsibility to be part of this process to determine who leads the country, who becomes our leader in parliament and who becomes our leader as president. So it is nice seeing Ghanaians come out to vote with all the stress that people go through, they still find time to stand in queues on the hot suns to vote, watch the process unfold, make sure that their votes, their ballot that they cast is being counted in favor of their preferred candidate. Go through the nights of collation and all those processes just to make sure that everything is certified before they leave wherever it is that they find themselves in. So the Ghanaian electorate or the Ghanaian populate, the Ghanaian citizens have once again shown and proven to the rest of Africa that yes, this is a democracy. You all have to always look at. This is when we talk about democracy, you just have to look at Ghana and use Ghana as a yardstick, use Ghana as the blueprint to do or to set the tone for your own democracy. So yes, we've proven to the continent and the world that yes, Africa is not just meant, it's not just, you won't get the news of Africa just in the bad faith, but yes, you come to Ghana and we'll prove you wrong and we'll show you that we can do it and we can equally do it better. It's rather unfortunate that a couple of lives had to be lost. It's really, really unfortunate. We all didn't want such news, but it is what it is. Sometimes things of this sort happen, but condolences to the families of the departed. We send our condolences to them. It was never anyone's wish for it to happen, but it's rather unfortunate that such things are happening. They should find, they should be strong and find a place in their hearts to mourn their loved ones in a peaceful way. Probably they will seek justice if it is on the offering. But aside that, we will have to commend the people. We will have to commend the security forces, especially the Ghana police. We will have to commend the EC. The EC has also been transparent with the people of Ghana, letting us know what it is at every point in time. We'll commend all the political parties, especially the big two, the NDC and NPP, who always looked organized and always wanting it the most. They make the process.
They hold this competition between them.
They make the process as it is because they they make sure that every mistake is corrected day in, day out. So kudos to them for also behaving in a calm manner, in a more matured manner for us to get to this period. Kudos to everyone, the media. The media has played a solid role in this process. Media making sure that the Ghanaian and even the non-Ghanaians, people around the world, look at or see whatever it is happening at every corner, from every corner of the country, and we are giving them live feed on the go, and they feel or they see and appreciate the work ethics that the media puts in just to make sure that everywhere is covered and every single ballot or everything of this election process is being covered so that everyone gets to see what is happening, because we want to get everyone involved. So kudos to the media, kudos to all the government agencies who play a part in this process, making sure that this process goes on smoothly and without any hinge or without any provocation or without any violence associated with it. To the Peace Council, to the Christian and Muslim, the sectors, everyone, the traditional leaders, they've all played a part in getting us where we are now. To everyone involved, we say equal to the Ghanaian people. Yet again, you've shown and demonstrated that Ghana is the beacon of democracy, is the beacon of hope on the African continent. If people want to learn about democracy, it's Ghana that they have to look at, and we just have to pat ourselves at the back and say, are you equal to each other for how far we've come as a democracy. So on 7th January, God willing, Ghana will swear in the 8th, 9th Parliament of the 4th Republic. Rawlings, Kufuor, Mills, Mahama, Adukufo-Addo Mahama. So Mahama will be the 6th president of the 4th Republic on 7th January of 2025. So we just pray to God that for God giving us yet another leader, we pray that he touches his heart to govern the people of Ghana in good faith and do right to all manner of people and hold high the rules that governs this country and make sure that Ghana becomes that cradle of hope for every person on the continent. Ghana becomes the beacon of that democracy we always tag ourselves to be. People will look at Ghana and people will be proud of Ghana. So we just wish him all the best. His Excellency, the President-elect John Dramani Mahama, we can't wish him nothing but the best of his reign. He has only 4 years to rule, to lead Ghana. We wish him nothing but the best. He should do his best because he's been there before and he was booted out and he's brought back by the good people of Ghana. So the good people of Ghana expect him to do much better than he did in his previous term. So we wish him the best, the very best. We wish him good health, God's guidance, and let him do right to all manner of persons. It is enshrined in the Constitution of Ghana. It is part of the oath that he will take on the 7th of January, come 2025. So it's good luck that we wish His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the new NDC government that will be formed. We're just hoping that there will be more youthful people in that new NDC government, so that at least the youth will feel represented. The youth will know that they have a seat on the decision table. So we just hope that he looks at the youth and give the youth a chance to also showcase their brains, to bring their brains on the table, bring their ideas, and also showcase their talent. So it's the best of luck that we wish His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his NDC government.
Yes, so as Papa Kwesi said, it's the best of luck that we wish His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President-elect of the Republic of Ghana, and also best of luck to the NDC party as a whole, about to take the reins of the affairs of the Ghanaian people.
I've made a mistake. We are bringing to a close our live broadcast of the 2024 election, but we'll definitely be keeping tabs on the EC when the EC officially declares who the winner of the elections 2024 is, even though we know who has won as at now, but we await the final and official declaration from the EC that will seal and mark the end of the entire election process that began over 2 years ago. So we await that press conference from the EC. But before we go, we want to run by our viewers some big names that have that won't be in Parliament, in the 9th Parliament. So from the MPP is losing Esla Owusu. MPP is losing Japan Maisa. MPP is losing Hawa Kumsin. MPP has lost John Peter Mewu. MPP has lost Henry Korte. MPP has lost KT Hammond. These are all ministers in the MPP government, the current MPP government. Ophelia, Hayford, they are all ministers in the MPP government. So they won't see them in the 9th Parliament. They've lost their respective seats, their constituencies, and that is the end for them. That is the end for those members of Parliament.
Wow.
It's going to be a good day in some of the churches. Reverend Owusu Bempe's church.
And not forgetting this man.
Odro, Pastor
Prophet
Odro, Nations Prophet 1 Opambo, Nigel Gazing. Today we need to be visiting all those churches.
All these churches.
We need to get our cameras there to see how the jubilation will go, because these are they've proven that yes, indeed they are the fathers of the land. When they speak, it indeed comes to pass. So.
Sure.
Reverend Owusu Bempa, Opambo, Nigel Gazy, Prophet Odro and co. Yes, you've got your prophecy spot on. You got your prophecy spot on.
And we have some who also got theirs wrong. Reverend Pat Agrada.
My own mother. We are going back to the shrine, so we know where we are going.
We have our new born prophetess.
If you're we'll meet him on the Twitter on the X Spaces. We'll meet him on the X on X Street.
Wow! This is the Ghana we all know. This is the Ghana we all know.
So we'll be bringing to a close our broadcast. Not entirely, but this will be probably the second bit of the broadcast from the election day.
Sure.
Who might join the live feed when the EC comes to give the final declaration of the election results later. We don't know. The EC hasn't set time, but we're anticipating it might be later this evening or probably tomorrow morning. Any ways the EC goes about it, the obvious is in the public domain. So people are already on the streets jubilating. Today is a Sunday. People really didn't go to church. People were just in their rooms waiting for this news. So we just wait for the EC to firm and verify it. Then we take it from there.
So we will take it from there as and when the EC feeds us with the final declaration from the election of the 2024 Ghana Decides.
All right. So we'll be joining other feeds, bringing you some bit of what is happening in town. Then we'll wrap it from there.
Okay.
We'll wrap it from there. So we'll stick and stay with Ghana Talks Radio. Thanks for joining us on our live broadcast of the election 2024 election day, Ghana election zone here on Ghana Talks Radio.
Sure.
We are glad and we are pleased that you made us part of your homes. You took us around. You stick and stayed with us throughout the election period. You trusted Ghana Talks Radio to bring you nothing but the best and the facts only. We tried our best to get things that were verified before pushing it to our viewers. So we thank you guys for choosing us, and we hope that you stay with us in the coming days. We have lots of programs lined up for you, more live broadcasts on programs. We are going straight into the Christmas period now that we've cleared this hurdle of the national elections. Now we are going to think about how we are going to celebrate our Christmas. So basically everything now is geared towards the Christmas festivities.
That's in December.
Ghana Talks Radio will also have our street jams on 24th of November, December.
Wow.
Here at Ifia Lounge at Anya. So yes, definitely we'll also be in that. Look out for that. Ghana Talks Radio Street Takeover concert with the stars and a lot more will be coming on the Ghana Talks Radio channel and our radio. So just stay with us Make sure you are following if you are not. Subscribe to our channel if you are not. And just take us on the go by downloading the Ghana Talks Radio mobile app on Apple Store as well as the Google Play Store. You get a Ghana Talks Radio mobile app. We have some predict and win game there. You just go and select some games, predict. When you get a prediction correct, you get some Momo alerts on your wallets to enjoy your Christmas festivities with. So yes, just choose Ghana Talks Radio. Follow us everywhere on your social at Ghana Talks Radio, and we will definitely not disappoint you. This is the platform for the youth. We're giving the youth a voice. So stay with us and enjoy the rest of our programs and music from our DJs. So this is where we'll end the live studio session. The rest of the feed will be feed that we are picking from other sources. Make sure that you enjoy them as the day progresses. So thank you for being part of our live broadcast. It's been great having you all here. Ghana has eventually decided, and Ghana has won at the end of the day. Congratulations to President-elect, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama of the NDC, and to the over 170 NDC MPs-elect who are forming the new majority, something that the NDC has been fighting for in the last 1 month or so. So eventually there will be the new majority in the House of Parliament come 7th January 2025. I'm sure NDC will not even go and fight about being majority in the when parliamentary calls on the system. Now they know that subsequently they are the new majority, so there's no need for this hula balu or this impasse between them and the MPP. So Afenyo Markin will still get to enjoy his title as the majority leader for the next few weeks. He loves to be called by the majority leader, so he'll get to enjoy it for the last time, probably on the 16th, before Parliament goes on recess for the Christmas festivities. So yes, congratulations to the entire Ghanaian populace. Good work done. And democracy has been enlightened again, and democracy has won. Ghana has shown the way. This is how we do it, and we know how to do it best. So thanks for joining our feed, and we'll see you again hopefully next week for our live broadcast of the Champions League matches. Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.